Amos wasn't the kind of man anyone would expect to stand before kings. He was a simple shepherd from a small village called Tekoa, known more for fig trees than for producing prophets. But this quiet, unassuming man was chosen to carry a message powerful enough to shake a kingdom. His life was ordinary, until he felt a divine calling he couldn't ignore. And this calling would push him to speak against a king's corruption, risking everything he had. Before his mission, Amos was just another face in the crowd, tending to his sheep and farming figs. He was a man connected to the earth, not politics or power. But suddenly, he felt the weight of a message from God, a calling to leave behind his quiet life and confront the sins of an entire kingdom. He didn't seek out this mission. It sought him, urging him to travel to Israel and speak hard truths to people who thought they were untouchable. Amos had nothing to gain, yet everything to lose. When Amos arrived in Israel, he didn't mince words. He called out the rich for exploiting the poor, accusing them of injustice and greed. He condemned the luxurious lifestyles built on the backs of the suffering. This wasn't a typical sermon, it was a warning. "Hear this word, you who trample the needy," he said, challenging the very foundation of Israel's prosperity. And as his words echoed across the land, the powerful began to take notice. But this wasn't just any message. Amos's words would make powerful enemies. Amos's mission wasn't just to warn the people, he went straight to the top, denouncing King Jeroboam II himself. In a world where kings ruled with absolute authority, speaking against the king was a dangerous move. But Amos's words were clear. The king's actions had led Israel down a dark path of idolatry and corruption. He dared to say that if Israel didn't change, it would face divine consequences. For a shepherd to confront a king like this was unheard of. But Amos wasn't backing down. Amos's warnings became more severe. He claimed that Israel's sins would soon bring about its downfall and that disaster was on the horizon. "Prepare to meet your God," he declared, shocking both the public and the authorities. Amos spoke of earthquakes, famine and exile. But was anyone truly listening? Or was this just another warning lost in the noise of power and luxury? The words struck fear, but few understood the full weight of his message. Amos's bold prophecies caught the attention of the king's advisors. They couldn't allow such accusations to spread, so they tried to silence him, discrediting him as just a nobody from Tekoa. Rumors say they even threatened his life, hoping he'd retreat. But Amos didn't stop. Instead, he doubled down, insisting that he wasn't there for himself but for justice. Even when faced with hostility, he remained unwavering, his voice clear and steady. Amos's mission was more than just a condemnation of sin. He envisioned a world where justice would flow like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. He spoke of a society where the wealthy wouldn't crush the poor, where power wouldn't mean oppression. His vision stood in sharp contrast to the reality around him. And with each word he painted a picture of what Israel could be, if only it would listen. But as the powerful turned their backs, Amos warned that Israel's prosperity wouldn't last forever. Though Amos's words went largely unheeded during his life, they endured, becoming a timeless call for justice and accountability. His story has inspired countless others to challenge corrupt systems, to speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. Amos was just a shepherd, yet his legacy reminds us that even the quietest voices can shake empires. So, did Amos's prophecy come true? The answer lies in his message, a message that still resonates today for anyone brave enough to listen.